Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rich Bradley, President of the Board of Public Service. This is the regular meeting of the Board of Public Service for Tuesday, June 11th, 2024. This is a public meeting, and we have no hearings today, but we do have one letting at this time. So Helen, when the bids download, I will turn it over to you.
All right. Okay, we are ready. We have one bid for letting 8773 Jen Air Drive concrete pavement replacement at St. Louis Lambert International Airport. One bid for Ranieri Construction, RAINERI Construction. Total bid amount is $1,222,311.47. That's 1,222,311.47. And that's it.
Okay, thank you very much, Helen.
You're
At this
welcome.
time, I will ask the secretary to please call the roll.
Director Coyle,
Present.
Director Davis, Director Hayes is on the phone. Thank you. Director Pearson,
Present.
Director Scobie,
Present.
Director Williams,
Present.
President Bradley.
Present, we have a quorum. I'll call the meeting order.
Regular business from the President. Recommendation that approval be given as follows. Amendment number 1 to Equipment Services Division Contract number 74560. Diagnostic, repair, and replace engines for vehicles and equipment with Cummins, Inc. This first amendment extends the termination of the contract to May 14, 2026, and increases the contract maximum not to exceed amount to $185,000, including $92,500 for fiscal year 25 and $92,000 for fiscal year 26. Amendment number 1 to Equipment Services Division Contract number 74851. Repair and replace radiators and AC units for city vehicles with Afton radiator and AC service. This first amendment extends the termination of the contract to August 6, 2026, and increases the contract maximum not to exceed amount to $170,000, including $75,000 for fiscal year 25 and $95,000 for fiscal year 26. Plans and specifications for letting number 8775, Traffic Management Enhancement, Phase 4, BPS project number 2020-40-076, federal number CMAC 9901. The estimated cost of this work is $3,070,000, authorized and funded by multiple accounts. Supplemental agreement number 27 to PSA number 889, Program Management for the Forest Park Master Plan with Ecom Technical Services, Inc., formerly URS Corporation, O'Brien Kresberg, Inc., in the amount of $40,000, authorized by ordinance number 7027. From the Office of Special Events, request the following to be approved, subject to certain conditions. There are 10 special events to be declared as festival zones. Number 1, Four Hands World Refuse Day will take place on 8th Street between the cul-de-sac south of Hickory and the cul-de-sac parking lot on June 15th from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Setup and teardown will start at 11 a.m. and end at 6 p.m. Number 2, Juneteenth Freedom Celebration will take place on St. Louis Avenue between Parnell and North 25th Street, and on North 25th Street between St. Louis Avenue and University Street on June 19th from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Setup and teardown will start at 7 a.m. and end at 10 p.m. Number 3, St. John's United Church of Christ, the Beloved Community, will take place on Lee Avenue between North Grand Boulevard and Pleasant Street, and on Peck Street between Penrose and Kossuth on June 19th from noon to 3 p.m. Setup and teardown will start at 10 a.m. and end at 5:30 p.m. Number 4, Grove Pride will take place on Manchester between Sarah and Kentucky, Talmadge between Manchester and Alley, and Sarah between Manchester and Vanderventor on June 29th from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. Setup and tear down will start at noon and end on June 30th at 3 a.m. Number 5, Celebrate St. Louis Parade and Fair will take place July 4th from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Market from Broadway to 18th Street and from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Lenore K. Sullivan between Lucas and Shoto. Setup and tear down will start on July 1st at 7 a.m. and end on July 5th at 5 p.m. Number 6, the Amsterdam Viewing Party will take place on Morgan Ford between Juniata and Connecticut on July 14th from noon to 9 p.m. Setup and tear down will start at 9 a.m. and end at 10 p.m. Number 7, Grace and Peace Fellowship Street Party will take place on Clara from Delmore south to the First Alley on July 20th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Setup and tear down will start at 10 a.m. and end at 10 p.m. Number 8, Manchester Bike Bash will take place on Manchester Avenue between Sarah Street and Kentucky Avenue on July 27th from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. Setup and tear down will start on July 27th at 10 a.m. and end on July 28th at 3 p.m. Number 9, Marriage Festival will take place on Sarah from Labadie to St. Louis Avenue on July 27th from 11 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Setup and tear down will start at 9 a.m. and end at 7:30 p.m. Number 10, Destination St. Louis will take place on Chestnut between Memorial and 4th Street and Memorial between Chestnut and Pine Street on July 20th from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. From the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 132251, request by Friends of Francis Park to encroach a memorial sculpture bench to be sited near the existing concrete sculpture in the park near Tam and Delore on the eastern edge. Recommendation that the following be denied. Application number 132278, request by Regional Arts Commission to encroach with artwork at Wolves Recreation Center at 1525 North Kings Highway. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that the board declares as emergency action the following. Repair the condenser pump for the Chain of Rocks distribution station chiller. The chiller provides air conditioning for the pumping station and cools the switchgear room, which is vital for plant operation. The estimated cost of this work is $15,000. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 132252, request by Greenhouse Venture to encroach with banners on 3 poles on 39th Street and Detoni, Lawrence and Detoni, and Thurman and Detoni. Application number 132277, request by Brasses to encroach with tables and chairs for a sidewalk cafe utilizing 50 square foot with liquor at 6138 Delmore Boulevard. Application number 132278, request by Regional Arts Commission to encroach with artwork on the retaining wall at Southwest Avenue at McCausland, Laysale Park, Poplar Street Bridge and Levee, Killer Building, and the flood wall at 9102 Riverview Boulevard. From the Directors of Public Safety and Utilities, joint recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Request by Gary Plesser to subdivide 1041 South Taylor Avenue into a 2-unit fee simple townhome in City Block 5042. The second item, the applicant decided to withdraw their application at this time. And this is for 2200 through 2207 Scott Avenue. Request by St. Louis Properties, Inc. and Sabor Surveying, Inc. to consolidate 5051 and 5025 Patterson Avenue into one parcel in City Block 4088. Request by Melba Lofts, LLC, care of Rise Community Development, and Civil Design, Inc. to consolidate 3600 and 3616 South Grand into one lot in City Block 1606. From the Directors of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following be approved, subject to certain conditions. Request by MoDOT for public improvement at 8,000 Hall Street to resurface Route H from Adelaide Avenue to Riverview Drive. As part of this project, there are 2 signal replacements, sidewalk and crosswalk work at Adelaide Avenue, and a road diet that includes eliminate a southbound lane. Request by Holly Hills Special Business District for public improvements at Loughborough and Grand Drive for the installation of a 4-foot fleur-de-lis planter. Joint recommendation that 7 applications from AT&T be approved, subject to certain conditions. Application number 41 for 1242 Hampton Avenue. Application number 42 for 3022 Osage Street. Application number 45 for 600 Spring Garden Drive. Application number 46 for 1411 Locust Boulevard. Application number 49 for 1420 North Sarah Street. Application number 51 for 2730 Washington Avenue. Application number 54 for 3701 Blair Avenue. We have 8 conditional use permits from the Director of Public Safety.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. My name is Sandra Long, zoning specialist for the city, and I'll be representing the building commissioner at today's meeting. Per board order number 766 transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval with conditions is recommended for 8 applications. 3691 Dover Place, 3610 to 14 South Broadway, 8102 North Broadway, Unit 1F, 2707 McCausland, 5316 Pershing, Suite 101, 3911 Ray Avenue, Unit B, 5001 Louisiana, 4700 Berkshire. I request that these recommendations be approved as submitted.
Thank you, Sandra. Before I ask for questions, I do want to make mention to the board. I do have concerns about 4700 Berkshire Boulevard. This is a BP gas station, which is a new ownership. There is extremely strong opposition from Alderwoman Tyus. And in her letter in the materials submitted to the board, she basically says the neighbors are not interested in this gas station, that it is a detriment to the neighborhood, and there are other issues that are going on there. So I just want to keep in mind that if we approve this one, this is against the recommendation of the alderman, but it is the recommendation of the zoning. So at this point, I will open the floor up for any questions or discussions.
Yes, I echo your concern about approving Berkshire at this time with the issues that are out there. It's the Alderwoman's concerns are something I think we need to pay attention to.
Thank you, Director. Further comments or questions? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion, please.
I would like to move to accept the first 7 recommendations and a denial on number 8 Berkshire Avenue.
I'll
Is there a
second that.
second? Thank you, Director. Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle?
Aye.
Director Davis? Aye. Director Hayes? Is he still with us?
No, he had to log off.
Thank you. Director Pearson?
Aye.
Director Scobie?
Aye.
Director Williams?
Aye.
President Bradley?
Aye, approved as amended. Thank you. I'd like to turn your attention to our meeting minutes from our last meeting, June 4th, 2024. Are there any questions or comments on those meeting minutes as presented? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve, please.
I move to approve scope.
Second Pearson.
Thank you, directors. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle?
Aye.
Director Davis? Aye. Director Pearson,
Aye.
Director Scobie,
Aye.
Director Williams,
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye, the meeting minutes are approved. Today's agenda, are there any questions or comments on today's BPS meeting agenda? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion, please.
Motion to approve Williams.
Second, Scobie.
Thank you, directors. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Coyle,
Aye.
Director Davis. Aye. Director Pearson,
Aye.
Director Scobie,
Aye.
Director Williams,
Aye.
President Bradley.
Aye. Today's agenda is approved. Before we adjourn, are there any questions or comments from any of our board directors? Seeing none, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved, Scobie.
Second, Coyle.
Thank you, directors. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you all.
Take
Motion
care.
adjourned.